Okay, ADHDOS. This is not about it. This is it. This is how it's working. It's 9 in the morning. I've taken Tyvans, so it's really important that what I do now is the correct thing, because I can either go down a rabbit hole or I can go in the correct direction and actually achieve something. So I'm going to choose to do the latter, because today I do have something quite large to achieve. I've got a client, they're waiting for me. So I need to get into a flow state, and I can't just get into a flow state, or can I? I'm going to do this process, which I refer to as upresing. So ADHD is helped by breaking things down into small steps. And I've heard a lot of people talk about this idea that when you do break things down into small steps, it becomes overwhelming in and of itself, because you go, how the heck am I going to finish this whole thing? Well, the truth is, a lot of what you have to do is already up there in your own head. And as you lay it down on paper, you're not going to get through all of the steps, because eventually it's going to disappear into a fog of opacity. Like, I'm not really sure beyond a certain stage how to proceed. Sometimes it's that alone that causes that kind of overwhelm and that freeze. So all I'm going to do is write down what I do know without any sort of judgment. This is the upres and lock-in process. Just like everything else, the steps that I'm taking here are absolutely ridiculously minusculely small, because the challenge here is to start the motor in my head. Remember the two-stroke engines? When you're going to start a lawnmower, you got to pull the chain until the motor kind of kicks in. Now when it does kick in, it's brilliant. We've got those brains, but to get it started, a bit difficult. So I think the reason I'm going through all of this and giving you that breakdown is because I'm slightly embarrassed. Because when you see what it is, these steps that I'm taking, I'm going to just put it right out there. There's going to be no filter. It's kind of embarrassing, but it works. So why be embarrassed about that? Okay, here we go. Upres and lock in, 15 minutes. Okay, it says, and I'm just going to read exactly what's on my screen. These now in order. Set a timer for 15 minutes. Okay, cool. Okay, the first thing, stop and lock. Cage drops. So the way I sort of see this, Phantom Menace. Obi-Wan's running down that corridor and the force fields lock, and suddenly he can't go any further. And he's got this period of time where he just has to watch. That's the vision I've got in my head. Stop and lock. The timer has started. Next one, horse blinkers. Do not disturb on. White noise. Now today, I'm not going to do the white noise thing, but it helps me immensely. So I'll put on do not disturb, or I've already done that. White noise. Horse blinkers is just an image to go, okay, right, that's what we're doing. Next one, close superfluous OS windows. I've already done that, no problem at all. So I've closed those windows so they're not a distraction. Close all the sidebar folders in reminders. So my reminders themselves can start a little bit cluttered, and it's just nice to start clean. So I'm just closing all those folders. Next, it says, switch off your brain. It's just a little reminder that this is just about action. This is just about doing. When I was in my 20s, I was touring around Europe, bit of a rite of passage for Australians. And I was in somewhere in the south of France in a beat up combi van with my friends. And we found toilet facilities kind of in the middle of nowhere, kind of abandoned, but where do you gotta go? So we were taking turns using this disgusting toilet in the middle of nowhere. And I remember the guy who went before me came out, he's shaking his head. He goes, you've just got to switch off your brain. For some reason that stayed with me. Sometimes you just got to switch off your brain and do it. No, don't think about it. Just disengage. There's a little reminder. Switch off your brain. Next one. You are not here to judge or decide, but simply to watch as your thoughts collect on the page. And this is really important, because I'm like, what do I know? Just put them on the page. Put them on the page. It's taking out that judgment that makes you go, oh, should I be doing this? Should I be doing that? No, it's a lock-in. Next thing says, it's like arriving at a party that hasn't quite warmed up yet. You ever go to a party and people are kind of standing around awkwardly and it's like, it's not really happening? But gradually, you know that people kind of warm up and conversation finds itself and everybody has a good time. You just got to get past that awkward stage. So it's a reminder that that's what we're doing here. This is all just reminders. I just read them out loud. Next one. God, there's a lot of Star Wars references. Jedi steps. This is you holding a rope in the dark. I'm in Ireland at the moment, and when we first got here, my wife and I, we went to Skellig Michael, where they filmed The Last Jedi, Acto. It was absolutely terrifying, because you've got to walk up these steps. There was no railing, and there was just a sheer drop for a lot of the way. The only way we could really get up to the top was just by looking at the step in front of us. Gradually, we made it just by doing these tiny steps. So that's a visual image reminder of what I'm doing here, which is just the little tiny steps. Just do the tiny steps. Next up, go small, and if necessary, increasingly smaller. What does that mean? Go small. This is what upresing is. You need to have more than enough steps in order to have clarity. So what I mean by that is, if you've ever seen a picture that's low resolution, you notice that there's sort of jagged edges to it. It gets a bit steppy. You need to add extra steps in there to up the resolution so that you have a high definition, clear view of what it is that you're about to do. I like to put heaps and heaps of steps in there. Open Finder, go to this window. It's a great way for the ADHD brain to lock in my experience. So at the moment, we've been going for 9 minutes. I'm going to reset this timer for another 15 minutes, and now I'm going to start the process of upresing. But here's the magic of what happens. Doing it this way, within 15 minutes, without fail, every single time will set me up on a path for flow. As you proceed, more tasks will reveal themselves. Write those too. Subtasks will likely suggest themselves as you go. Cool. Action each tiny step and begin ticking them off. If you lose sight of what you are doing, even for a second, gently return to the project list and pick up from where you left off. This idea comes from meditation, where if you try really hard to meditate, you're going to fail to meditate. But if you just watch rather than guiding yourself, then you will see yourself go, of course, and then you can just gently shift yourself back to watching. And that is how you meditate. This is exactly what this is. This is task meditation. And this is the last step. Repeat, and I will make you a bet. As the 15-minute timer comes on, you will want to set another 15 minutes and keep working. Congratulations, you are in flow.